My name is Carrie Costanza, and recently I visited some of the Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh. They make up the biggest camp in the world with more than 900,000 people. People live on top of one another. You can reach out and touch your neighbor's shelter. It's like a tiny house nation. In fact, in some parts of the camp, people have an average of just 10 square meters for each person. I've measured it out in my living room, converting meters to feet. We still don't have the metric system. They told us we were going to get it when I was in second grade, and it never came. I don't think it's coming. Anyway, 10 feet by 10 feet is about 10 square meters. That seems like an awfully small space. The United Nations Refugee Handbook recommends that every refugee settlement should have a space of 45 square meters to live in. To show what this living space looks like, I need to have Ben, our videographer, follow me. A refugee should have 45 square meters of space, which is about 484 feet. That space would include the living room, it would include the dining room, it would include the kitchen, and even the pantry, which I need to clean. Ben! You can already see how much smaller the Rohingya camp is compared to other refugee camps. But what is actually being measured in this space? Refugees should have a garden, roads, footpaths, educational facilities like a World Vision child-friendly space, water and sanitation, security, fire breaks, administration, distribution points for food and supplies, markets, storage for relief items, and, of course, the space for each family to cook and sleep. So imagine having all those things in a camp. But there's so little area, your space is only 10 by 10. Your neighbors hear everything. They hear you laugh, they hear you cry, they hear you fight, and you hear them. If you're a Rohingya teen girl, you're kept out of sight until you marry. It's tradition. That means you stay in a shelter all day. In the camp, shelters usually have only 2 rooms. That's a small space for a family, especially if you have 2 parents and 4 or 5 children. Living in a small space with a dense population is hard on everyone. In fact, a UN study found that lack of space is one of the biggest causes of distress among the Rohingya. Lack of space translates into anxiety and anger for teen girls. Some become suicidal, staying inside all day. For teen boys, it can turn into belligerence and substance abuse. For mothers and fathers, a feeling of hopelessness and suffocation that can turn into fighting and health problems. For the elderly and people with disabilities, lack of space can mean irritation, emotional numbness, anxiety, and thoughts of death. And for children, not enough space to play causes sadness, irritation, and aggressive behavior. Children need space to be children. Like Carson, Ben's daughter, who's out in the park today. Hi, Carson!
Hi, Carrie!
Like me, Carson lives in a city where there are not 10, but 600 square meters to live in. That's a lot of space. To live and go to school and access all the services she needs to grow and to have fun. Half of the world's refugees have lived in exile for more than 10 years. That's a long time to live in a tiny house nation, and another reason Rohingya children need our prayers.